Hey guys, it's me, Vix123, with some Battlefield 4 China Rising gameplay. We are playing on Silk Road right here. This was actually my first game using the MTAR. The recoil threw me off a little bit. It would have been nice to have a muzzle brake, but it was quite a nice game overall, so hopefully you guys will enjoy watching. This is on the Xbox One. I should clarify, and in this video, what I'm going to be doing is a little Q&A session, because I feel like it's been a while since I answered some of, your guys' direct questions, and there may be new people on the channel, people who don't know very much about me, people who want to get a more of an insight into what I do and who I am, which is always fun to do because, in answering these questions, I kind of think about them myself, and it can be quite useful for me just to get a gauge of where I am and what I'm doing. So, these were all questions asked to me on Facebook or Twitter earlier today, so if you aren't on those social networks, make sure to give me a follow. The links to those will be in the description, as well as all my other stuff, all my other channels, and all that great stuff. So pretty much let's dive straight into it with the first two questions, which are ones I get pretty much every time. But I'm going to answer anyway because, people may not have heard them. I'm going to quickly rush through them. So, how old am I? I am 18, so that's a nice and easy one. And another one I get a lot of the time, what made me start YouTube? So, it was about 4 years ago. Me and my friends used to play video games a lot, and they got some, capture cards, started posting little videos of themselves onto YouTube. And I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. That guy's got 14 views on his video, 14 people have watched that, so I decided to set a camera tripod up on front of my screen, record some clips, upload a video. I thought it was really cool to do that, and I carried on, started improving my quality, and as I started developing an audience, I started taking it more seriously and trying to, make the best content I could, and things have just spanned on from there over the last 4 years. So another question: what are my plans for 2014 and 2015? So for the majority of next year, I'm going to be doing YouTube full-time, just like I am on my first gap year after finishing, high school. And I may, at the end of next year, go to university if I'm not enjoying YouTube as much, if it's not going too well, or I'm just, wanting to do different stuff. Or alternatively, if it's going great and I'm loving it, and I'm still getting, great feedback on all my videos, I may carry on for another year and carry on doing it kind of full-time. So those are my plans for those years. Another question: what do I think of FIFA? I've honestly never really sat down and played FIFA, never really been too interested in it, never really had time, and that ties into another question, which is, do I follow football? If not, why? So actually, I don't follow football. I've never really had an interest in it. My dad follows football quite closely, but I've never really, I wouldn't say I've, recently I've never really had time, but in the past I've just never been too interested in watching sport. I used to play a bit of football for a team. I've always been interested in doing sports myself, but never so much watching them. That's just my personal standpoint on those. I'll probably be watching the World Cup though. That is the one bit of football that I do decide to watch. I'll watch the occasional bit, but it's not something I'm particularly into. And here's another question: if I had to quit YouTube and get any other job in the world, what would it be? I'm possibly thinking something, working with a YouTube network, although that's still kind of within YouTube. Maybe, if just we're focusing on the job itself, maybe some sort of scientific research on something or other. I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit of a deep question. And here's another question: if you could make your own game, what type of game would it be? So I think it would be either an FPS or kind of an open source, open world sandbox type game. Maybe a combination of the two. Not so much kind of the MMO survival type thing, which is probably what would jump to mind with that description. But, yeah, that is that. Another question, random one: do I like pizza? Yeah, I love pizza. Hawaiian pizza is, ham and pineapple pizza is probably one of my favourite foods. And another question: what do I call my fans? See, I don't really have a name for you guys. You guys are just subscribers of my channel, viewers of my content. I don't want to, create this kind of cult following of you guys are the Vix, and then whenever, because a lot of the time when, big YouTubers will send people to other people's videos to watch, instead of actually getting positive feedback, which is what small YouTubers need and want a lot of the time, you'll just get people mindlessly commenting, oh, this army, the Vic army, yeah, and they won't actually comment on the video itself. So that's something I've always avoided. You guys are just who you are. You're little individual, unique people. I'm not going to band you all into one big generic group, so that is my thoughts on that. Another question: how much longer do I think I will carry on YouTube without it becoming boring and repetitive? And really, forever. because there's always new stuff to do on YouTube. There may be a point when I'm not as interested in it, when it becomes a little bit too much pressure, but at the moment, you know, there's always new games, new content, new video ideas, new people to work with. And it all works out quite well for me. You know, I enjoy doing the stuff. I do a variety of games now just to keep it varied for me. And next question, do I still swim? So yeah, I still swim a couple of times a week. I don't really do any competition stuff, don't really have time, and don't really swim that much. So yeah, a couple of times a week, and I'm starting to get into running just as something a little bit different to do. And another question, here we go. Bring on the console war, Xbox One or PS4. Entirely my opinions here. You guys can agree, disagree, I do not mind. So, I think I prefer the Xbox One as a console overall, if you're thinking the interface, the exclusive games, you know, the amount of my friends that play the console. But as a gaming console on its own, I think the PS4 is a slight bit better. It performs a little bit better. But, you know, overall, they're both very great consoles. And that is all good. So another question, did I ever think I would be doing YouTube as a full-time kind of career/job when I started? Not in any way at all. I was posting potato quality random little videos of me killing people with a UMP on Modern Warfare 2. You know, I did not think that this would be anything other than a random little hobby, something to pass the time. But it became something amazing, and I have you guys to thank for that. So, next question. What games do I enjoy most making videos on my channels? It's a variety, you know, it changes. At the moment, I'd say it's Minecraft and Battlefield 4, but, you know, that may change up. We shall see. We shall see. Another question, what do I use to record? So on PC, I use XSplit and NVIDIA Shadowplay, and occasionally Fraps and DxTory to record gameplay. On console, I use my Elgato Game Capture HD, and I edit my videos with Sony Vegas 12. There we go. And what would be my advice or recommendation to someone starting a channel? The first of all thing would be make sure you're producing content you enjoy, you know, doing something that's fun for you to do. Don't force yourself to do anything, and don't, I wouldn't say kind of set goals as such initially. Don't set goals that are unreasonable. I'd say just get a feel for it at the start, because I know a lot of people, you know, say, I want to get this many views, this many subscribers in this amount of time when they very first begin, and they're not focusing on kind of having fun creating content, they're focusing on trying to build a channel. And it can become disheartening from what I've seen from other people, because I just started and I was just messing around, and then kind of the audience was a byproduct of that. And I feel if you try and go the other way around, it can create issues. So that's just my thoughts on that one. And next question. How long on average do I spend making videos? So this varies massively. It's a lot of time, it's most of my time. On a day where I've literally got nothing else I need to be doing, you know, it can be the full day, 10 to 14 hours, you know, with a few breaks in between. And then on days when I'm, you know, out and about, busy doing other stuff, I won't spend any time at all, and I'll schedule my videos for that day. So that's kind of the balance. But it is, I'd say on average, it's a lot of hours. Like, probably like on average 6 to 8 to 10 a day, something like that. I have no idea. But it's a lot. And last question I'm going to answer in this segment. I may answer some more of the questions I got in a future video. So how did I build up a following on YouTube? So I really don't, you know, I can't say there's one particular thing I did. I'd say the main bit is that I've been making a video pretty much every single day without fail on every single one of my main channels for over 3.5 years, so that's probably part of it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like rating. Feel free to check out my other channels and social media and great stuff through these links, and I will see you guys soon.